Hey YouTube, I'm going to do a little bit of a vlog today. I know some of y'all thought that follow me on Facebook thought that my next video would be maybe exploding tennis balls or something like that. And that's coming. We're going to do that. Today I wanted to just share with y'all a little something. I wanted to share with y'all a little bit about where I live and why I live here. Basically, I guess you can call it a little bit of a testimony. I want to show y'all, see behind me, I live in the woods. When I was a teenager, we come out here and camped, a couple of us, me and a couple of buddies. And growing up, I was into hunting and camping and all that stuff. And I still am to a point. But I remember praying specifically after that camping trip, because I just fell in love with this area down here. We camped not more than 5 miles from where I currently live. Got up that morning, fog rolled in, I was watching deer play, and it was just awesome. And I remember praying specifically, Lord, someday I want to live in an area like this. Unbeknownst to me, many years later, probably 20 years later, we've lived here 6-7 years now. And this just occurred to me a couple years ago after living here a few years. This was a prayer answered. It was in God's time, not my time. But this definitely was a prayer answered. And we live on more land than one man can actually take care of. The problem is now I don't have as much time to do the things I wanted to do back then, but still, it was an answer to a prayer. I wanted to talk a little bit about the men in America today. Society's raised a bunch of girls. I don't know how else to put it. We have feminized men in this country, and I think it's been going on for decades. There is so many men out there that have abandoned their families, or don't even know what it means to be a man. Not only a godly man, in the biblical terms, head of his household or whatnot. I've seen so many marriages and it goes both ways, men and women. I've seen so many marriages that the man was too busy being selfish, doing his own thing. Here's the deal, guys, and this is for you young men that maybe haven't went down this road yet. When you get married, you are accepting the responsibility of a man. Your wife is your responsibility. I know some of y'all are going to say, well, that may sound sexist. No. It is biblical, but you are responsible for your wife. You're responsible for your household. You're responsible for your children. And when your child comes along, you need to look at yourself through your child's eyes. If that doesn't change you, you need to do some soul searching. You made a vow to that woman to step up and provide for her. Be a rock, be stability. It's not something to take lightly. There is a scripture that I like to go to that reminds me of this. It's 1 Corinthians 13:11. It says, when I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child. But when I become a man, I put away childish things. Now, I'm not saying, be super serious, stick in the mud, because my wife will tell you I'm the biggest kid she knows. I like my toys. I like to have fun. I like to laugh. But you have responsibilities. You have a responsibility to that woman you made a vow to. You have a responsibility to them children you sired. There are too many broken homes in America. And I'm not saying it's all the man's fault. By no means. I mean, women, this applies for you too. But you know what? Going out every now and then with the guys, to have a guys' night out, bowling, shooting pool, whatever, that's fine. Deer camp once a year, maybe a hunting trip, something, that's fine. But when you're leaving that woman at home every Friday, Saturday night, going to sleep by herself, wondering where you are, and just being habitual. I mean, and that goes for women too, if the roles were reversed. But when you married that woman, you made a commitment to be there for her. Y'all were one. And there's just men today are just too feminine. Where's the John Waynes? Where's the Ronald Reagans? Where's the Clint Eastwoods? I mean, so many people are so offended by stuff, you know. I guess what I'm saying is young men, when you accept the responsibility, you need to step up to the plate. You need to put away them childish ways. You can still have a good time, but you got responsibilities. You got responsibilities to the woman you married. You got responsibilities to those kids. You need to do everything in your power to provide for them. I mean, you are the head of the household. And again, y'all are going to say, Pat, that sounds sexist. No, it's not. It's the truth. You know, you can hold your family together. You know, and I know women do just as bad as men, but men, and I say men, boys, whatever, you can hold your family together just by doing the right thing. I mean, there's right and wrong. I don't care what you did, but we need to break this cycle of broken families in this country. You can go have your fun and stuff, but your family needs to be first. You know, after in my life, after God on this earth, my family is number one to me. I mean, they are the most important thing in my life. I love my wife. She puts up with me. She puts up with my crazy self-inflicted workload. You know, I take a lot of side jobs, but I do it for them. You know, I don't have big fancy extra toys because I do it. You know, we're like every other family in America. You know, I do it to keep us above water. You know, and if we have extra, so be it. It's life. But I can tell you what I'm not doing. I'm not abandoning my family. I'm not coming home every evening and sitting in a chair playing video games, ignoring my family. You know, I spend time with my daughter. You know, that's more important than anything else out there. I just had to get this off my chest. There's this huge breakdown in this country of men not stepping up and being men. You know, there's a lot more to being a man than just your gender. I promise you. We could get super biblical and we could preach about it, but you know, even if you took the Bible out of it, there's responsibilities. You know, you are the one person that can hold your family together when everything else is out. Now, don't get me wrong. My wife is my rock. She holds me together. And that's the other thing. Treat your women with respect. You know, I see too many young couples. The guy treats her like just another dude. You know, she's not. Don't do that. Open the door for her. You know, if you don't agree with something she says because you are the head of your household, don't be rude. I rarely tell my wife no. You know, 98%. I mean, there has been a time or two, but you know what? If I don't know that it's such a good idea, I will engage her in conversation and we will discuss it. I've never raised a hand to her. I won't. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect by no means. I'm 39 years old and I'm just as confused as everybody else how to make it in this world. But I know right from wrong. I was raised in a good Christian home. So, anyway, I don't really know where this channel's going. I don't know how many more of these talks we'll have. But I felt like that was something that needed to be said. I could elaborate all day long on it, but I think that's probably enough for today. So, anyway, God bless, and y'all have a safe weekend.